So today I thought of doing something a little bit different in the beginning, and you'll see why I'm doing this in a second. But when I was younger, I used to, like younger meaning like 10 years ago, I was, I used to really like doing card magic tricks, like with playing cards. And there's a really nice connection between some of the concepts there and some of the concepts about our senses and how they're imperfect. So I just thought of showing a little card trick just to give the intro to this concept. I need one volunteer. Does anyone want to volunteer? Okay, great. You can come up here. So just to clarify, have we discussed what we were going to do right now before? No. Otherwise, it wouldn't be very good of a trick. So here I have a deck of playing cards. I'll take out the Joker's normal standard deck. And what I would like for you to do is just touch one card. That one, okay? Now you can look at it and I'll close my eyes. How about this? You can take it. Yes, and now I'll turn around. You can show everyone in the room. We're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now you can put this back into the deck and you can shuffle it. Pretty good. Pretty good. There's no clear pattern there. That should be good. Thank you.
All right. I'm trying really hard.
So now we have a completely shuffled deck of cards. I don't know what your card is, where it is. And here's all we're going to do. Can you extend your hand like this, like a thumb? Great. And now you just put your thumb down. There we go. Make it a little bit less pressure. A little bit more. Okay.
Whoa.
Normally when I do that, they don't all fall down, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, that's okay. We'll try it one more time.
Okay.
All we're doing is just shuffling it more. It was intentional.
I wanted to be a magician's assistant and
Makes sense.
this is not a dream come true. I'm trying. This is my first time, okay?
Here's what we'll do instead. I'll hold it and you'll slap the cards. Is that okay? We'll try doing that.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, just go for it. Try again.
Oh, man.
One more time. One more time.
Whoa!
There we go. Any questions? No, I'm kidding.
How did you do it?
It's the chanting.
All right, thank you. Please give a round of applause for Nick.
Wow.
All right, so why did I do that? So it turns out that it's described in the Bhakti wisdom literatures that we have 4 defects. And all 4 of those defects were illustrated in this short example. The first defect is that we have imperfect senses. Does anyone have any examples of how our senses may be imperfect?
I can't see that screen.
You can't see the screen? Oh. Can you see the imperfect senses part or no?
When I squint.
Okay, yeah, that's one good example. There's limits to our eyes. What else? What other examples of imperfect senses are there? Is it just our eyes? Deaf? Okay, or maybe you can't hear everything, right? So like this, our senses have a certain limit as far as what kind of information we can obtain just using our senses. And the second defect is that we have a tendency to be illusioned. And the main cause of this illusion has to do with bodily identification. So right now in the world, there are lots of cars that are driving around. And many of these cars are getting into accidents, fender benders. Most of you right now don't seem very disturbed by that. But let's say Pujav over here let's say you just got a brand new Mercedes Benz and you parked it right outside. And let's say we got information just now that your car has been hit, completely damaged and totaled. Then Krishna Rai, you know him well. So how would he react to that situation if he just found out about that?
Better say something nice. He'd probably freak out.
Probably freak out. What would change about his physiology? What kind of reaction would he have?
He'd be distressed. He'd have faster breathing.
Hmm.
Be in a state of panic.
Yeah, exactly. Faster breathing, heart rate goes up. And let's say we find out that actually it wasn't Pooja's car, it was Ritvik's car that just got hit. Then how will Pooja feel now? Yeah, relief. Of course, we're just using you as an example. Both of you are very spiritual beings. You probably would be completely cool in this situation. But the reality is that a car is a car. It's made of glass, metal, wood, and our mind repositions our identity based on which things we think are mine and which are not. And in the very first verse of the Bhagavad Gita, this point is illustrated, where it says mamaka, that these things are mine. And what's revealed in the Bhagavad Gita, that this is actually a false sense of ownership. We come into this world with nothing, and we have some things that we're here with when we're here, and then we leave with nothing. But while we're here, we think, these things are mine, I am this body, this belongs to me. But ultimately, this is the real cause of suffering. It's identification with matter, identification with things that we think are mine. But in reality, the true understanding is that everything belongs to the Supreme. And we're essentially caretakers of what's given to us, not the owners. And this is known as the Ishavasya spirit. And by actually using everything in service of the Supreme, then everything becomes properly aligned. Yeah, it means the idea that we don't claim proprietorship over everything, but everything belongs to the Supreme. And as a result, we use whatever is given to us in service of the Supreme, knowing well that it belongs not to us. Third defect, cheating propensity. There's so many examples of this in the world. There's like false advertising everywhere. You just take this product, your hair loss will be solved tomorrow. The monks here, they just preemptively, shave before nature takes its course. Yeah, there's so many examples of this. We don't need to go into that much detail. And the last defect that we have of a conditioned living being is that we commit mistakes. Anyone ever committed a mistake?
No.
No? Really? Okay. Most people commit mistakes. At least I do. Pretty regularly.
Most people outside this room.
Even we do, because we're finite, of course. We're not infinite and perfect. So we have these 4 defects. And so what do we do about this? There's 2 different ways that we can get knowledge. The first way is by relying upon other people who also have these 4 defects. And this is compared to the blind leading the blind. Let's suppose that you're in a maze, and the maze is like, 1,000,000 miles wide, and you're in the middle. And you have this other person who is also blindfolded standing next to you. You can ask this person, where should I go? And they may actually give you some advice. So I tried, I went down that path, didn't work. I'm here for you, we're in this together. They may give you emotional support. They may help calm you down. They may give some advice. Ultimately, though, they can't help you get out of the maze. What you need is someone who can really see, someone who understands things as they are, someone who has superior vision. And this superior vision is given to us in the form of Bhakti wisdom literatures. This is literature that has been passed down through millennia, and it's been directly received from the divine source, passed down over generations. And this is compared to like watering a seed. If we have the Bhakti creeper within us, that's like the devotional spirit that we have. The more we hear and the more we read about spiritual topics from these wisdom literatures, the more our seed inside our hearts grows. And this is called Shravanadi Jal. Shravan means hearing, Adi means etc. and jal means water. So by hearing from the right source, we can actually come to the transcendental realization that I'm not this body, that I'm actually the soul, that I have a spiritual nature, and that my nature is to serve. So when it comes to service, there's 4 different motivations for service or just action in general. The first motivation is out of fear, that I have to do this, otherwise I'm going to be punished, otherwise it's going to be catastrophe. And the second one is prospect. In other words, what do I get back? I'm trying to get some material reward for this service that I'm doing. The third one is out of duty. Duty can be a very noble thing, like a duty for your country, a duty for your nation. Nevertheless, when acting out of duty, there's not as much emotion put into it. And the last one is love, which is the highest form of service. And this can be especially realized in our own relationships. The people with whom we have loving relationships are the deepest ones, where they're not just doing things for you out of duty or out of fear or out of prospect. When we do something for someone out of love, then that's the highest form of action or service. Does anyone know what this flower is? It's a lotus. And there's a helpful analogy that's given in the Bhakti scriptures, is that we should try to live like a lotus. The lotus is known as Padmaja in Sanskrit, and that literally means born out of the mud. The lotus starts from the mud, it comes out of the water, and when it fully blooms, it's completely untouched by mud, despite starting from mud. And so similarly, we can work in this world in such a way that we don't become contaminated by material energy, because there's so many different things pulling at us at every moment. But if we live like a lotus, which we're going to get to in a moment, but if we live like a lotus, then we can work in this world and use our senses in this world, yet not be affected and contaminated by it. And the way we do that is by transforming our intention from one that is selfish to one that is selfless. It turns out that we're always serving someone, even if it's unconscious. If you have a job, you're serving your boss. If you are a householder, you're serving your family. It's in our nature to serve. And the lower aim of service is to just serve your own body and your own mind. There are some people, they're very proud and they say, I don't actually limit myself. I have no restrictions on myself. I just listen to whatever my mind says. But in reality, you're not free even in this scenario. Because who are you serving? You're serving your own mind in that case. Ultimately, you're not in control if your mind is the one that's pulling you here and there. Actually, healthy regulation leads to freedom. And the way we do that is by serving the Supreme. And that leads to a much deeper sense of satisfaction than just serve your own mind and senses. And why is that the case? It's compared to watering the root of the tree. If you have a tree and you want it to grow, you could water the individual branches, leaves. That won't be nearly as effective as if you watered the root of the tree. And so similarly, by serving the Supreme and connecting with the Supreme, naturally we become satisfied, just as a natural byproduct. And this formula was given in a conversation 5,000 years ago, which happened in a forest called Naimisharanya. The photo quality wasn't as good back then. This is the best one they have. And so the formula is given. They had this really important conversation, and the question was asked, what is the ultimate good for all of humanity? And the answer that was given is that the ultimate good has 2 qualities. One is that it's unmotivated service. There's no hidden agenda. When I was younger, sometimes I would go to my mom and say, Mom, I love you, right? And then she'll say, what do you want? Yeah. Very clearly there was some hidden agenda there. She just, cut to the chase. So that's not unmotivated. That's a hidden agenda. But the highest level of service is one which is unmotivated. You don't have some ulterior motive. And the second one is that this highest level of service has to be uninterrupted. It doesn't depend on your mood swing. Sometimes you feel like it, sometimes you don't. It's a steady practice. It becomes essentially the purpose and essence of your life. That's the highest form of service. Unmotivated, the Sanskrit word for that is ahetuki, and uninterrupted, apratihata. And this must be directed to the Supreme for yayatma suprasidati, for complete satisfaction of the self. And finally, how can we actually find our service? There's two ways we can do it. And it's there's an African proverb, which I'm trying to remember right now. I think it was, if you want to go yes, thank you. If you want yes, exactly. Yeah, just to repeat that. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And there's a real benefit in doing things as a community. Usually we can end up overthinking things all the time. At least I do when I'm alone and I don't spend time with others. But when we actually attach ourselves to a living mission, then we become reunited in our purpose. It's like if you have a screw on its own doesn't provide much functional utility. But if you take that screw and you plug it into a machine, now it's working in harmony with all of these other parts, and they can do something really wonderful together. And so what you can do is to find where some real service is being done, where it's for the Supreme, it's unmotivated, uninterrupted, or at least that's the goal. And you can ask, where can I help? How can I be of service? We don't need to think that tomorrow I need to make my whole life about like service all the time. We can start small, just get our foot in there a little bit. And naturally, by cultivating this desire to serve, more things will come, and you'll eventually realize that service opportunities are everywhere. They're endless. And it's really about finding your nature and what is best suited for you. So in summary, we started at the beginnings with the understanding that we have imperfect senses. But the perfection of senses can be achieved when they are used in the selfless service of the Supreme. Thank you. Are there any comments, questions, reflections, refutations, anything? Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
What's the most efficient path to Krishna consciousness?
Most efficient path to Krishna consciousness. There's a couple of things here. One is that we need to find a community of devotees, because by associating with devotees, the bhakti which is infused in their hearts spreads into ours. And we become closer to Krishna by spending time with those who love him already. And so by spending time with devotees, naturally we will be drawn into service and our consciousness will be uplifted. The consciousness of the people that we spend time with form impressions on our consciousness. Thank you. Great question. Yes.
How do we know Krishna loves us?
One more time. How do we know if Krishna loves us? That was the question. He loves everyone. He also says that the sun shines its rays equally over the entire world. But there's some people that are indoors. Some people that take an umbrella. Some people that go underground. And so even though the sun is shining everywhere equally, the effect is different depending on what your level of receptivity to that love is. And so Krishna does love everyone equally, but it's up to us as to whether we would like to reciprocate and receive that love by developing relationship with Krishna. Does that help? Thank you. These are great questions. Anything else? Yes.
You were saying how sometimes we're like blind, the blind, right? So
Mm.
it's kind of hard. And in contrast, the Bhakti literature basically comes from the divine directly. Can you speak a little bit on how that message comes to us and why can we trust this message? Because maybe 5,000 years ago, like why maybe it got changed or something. So why is it still reliable?
Great question. Vedic literature is known as Apaurushaya, which means, as you said, coming from the divine source. Just a little bit of history of the Bhagavad Gita. The speaker of the Bhagavad Gita is Krishna, and he appeared 5,000 years ago, and he spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjun. Arjun was a warrior, and he had a big problem. His problem was that he had to fight this war, and he didn't understand why he had to fight it. He had many arguments against not having to fight. And Krishna was his dear friend, so he asked him for advice. And that's how the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. As far as how we can trust the message of the Gita, one way is by observing the practitioners of bhakti. One way that we can very easily tell whether something is effective is by noticing the character of those who practice it. Bhakti, or spiritual philosophy, is meant to transform the heart. And so if we observe that people who are practicing this philosophy are spiritual, kind, they exhibit love, then we can tell there's something different about them. And that gives validity to their process. That's one way. You brought up the idea of the knowledge being passed down. It's kind of a deeper topic. But one thing that we can do is just read for ourselves. And we can understand that just by reading the Bhagavad Gita, at least me personally, when I read every page, I can tell very easily that this is coming from the divine source, that it's not mundane literature. Everything else that, not everything, but most other things which we read have to do with just our own sensory bodily pleasure. And to actually do something out of love for the Supreme is a completely different category of work. And so what I would recommend is to just try reading it and see how it transforms your life, and then that builds faith in the process. Thank you. Yes?
I have, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name properly, but the orange book.
Mm-hmm. The Bhagavad Gita, yeah.
No disrespect. When I explained to them, each time I open it, it take me to my opulence is unlimitless. Since I got it, the gentleman gave me the week now I got the book. And I have a week now, and each time I open it, it's taking me back. There is a reason why I keep seeing that chapter.
It takes you back where? I didn't hear that.
Every time I open to read it, it is opulence.
Oh,
My-
okay.
yeah,
It takes you to Opulence of the Absolute, chapter 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason why
Yeah.
it's keep repeating.
It's kind of in the middle because there's like 18 chapters, so it might be that when you open it, but beyond that, I think it's a sign that that's maybe a chapter you should read. That
No,
yeah.
It's not about. I know it's in the
Uh huh.
I know that, but it's how it happened. It's how it happened. You know, I don't know how to explain.
Yeah. We can take that also as being a divine sign that this chapter might be something which is especially important for you to read. It may be Krishna giving you a message to take a look at this chapter. And maybe you might find the answer after reading it that, oh, this is what I needed to get out of this.
Well, I have a mantra that I say. I'm usefulness. I am all for good. And I'm opulence. I don't know. Oh, just got chills. Just, ooh. 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 Okay.
That's your answer.
There you go.
So that's what I say. Oh, I don't want to cry. Don't make me cry. I don't like to cry. Yeah, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. With me, nothing happened by coincidence. It's always a reason. I see that with my life, and so I record everything. It could be a number. I record everything, and so I don't know if there's a connection because I said I'm not sure if there's a connection to that. That's why I keep seeing it. Even my my pet name is Opulence. But it's only certain people.
There's a sign.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only certain people call me Opulence. That is not open to I don't know. It's kind of yeah. It's like the people who call me opulent is people who's over me like mentors. They always call me, oh, Miss Opulence. I didn't even know there was such a word in opulence until I met them. The first time I heard opulence when I was living in England, they used to always tease me, come, okay, here come Miss Opulence. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then, when I came to America, it followed me with the mentors I met here. So I said, let me look up this word. And yeah, so and then of course as a selling venture, I use the venture to keep my heart open. I'm usefulness, I'm powerful good, and I'm happiness. I use it to I can't keep my heart open, but you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Thank you so much for sharing. That's really powerful realization you had there. I, of course, don't know the mind of Krishna, but I can try my best to see the connections that I see here. You mentioned that only those who are very close to you call you opulence. And this could be Krishna giving you a sign that actually I'm seated right within your heart, that I've known you for longer than anyone else has, that because I am, your supreme source, I am the one who's most dear to you. Krishna is also described as having, he's full of 6 opulences. These 6 opulences are fame, strength, wealth. He is full in all of these categories. And because we are qualitatively the same as Krishna, what Krishna could be saying here is actually, you are part and parcel of my opulence. That I am the complete opulence, and you are my part and parcel in the same way that we all are. So what I see this is a sign that Krishna is telling you and telling us that we are his part and parcels, and that he's actually our best well-wisher, and that he's the most dear and close to us. And it's definitely no coincidence that you keep coming up to this chapter. So thank you so much for sharing. It's very rare that we hear stories and realizations like this. So thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Sorry, I just had a quick question.
Uh-huh.
You went over the 4 motivations for service: fear, prospect, duty, and love. Firstly, what is prospect? Can you give me an example? And why is love the highest?
Yeah, great question. I'll just go back to the slide so everyone can see it. Prospect refers to the idea of what can I get out of this? It's more of a sense of a desire for some material gain out of something. I'll do this for you only if you give me this back. It's more of a contractual engagement. So we see this in companies. They perform contracts for each other. If a company provides a service for another company, it's not being done out of love or something. It's it's a contractual engagement. Of course, some of these things are necessary, but that's what that means. Yeah. Does that help?
And why is love the highest? Why would you say?
Why love is the highest is because it's the most in line with our divine nature. And we all have an intrinsic desire to love. But the problem is that our love often gets misplaced. And when that love is placed into sense objects, then we don't actually become happy. But when that love is reposed into the Supreme Source, then that completely connects and nourishes us.
Is service the only way to connect with the Supreme?
There's other ways of connecting with the Supreme. The Supreme could be understood impersonally. It could be understood personally through service. The reason why service is described in the Bhagavad Gita as being the highest form of love is because let's suppose I have a relationship with someone and I tell this person, I love you so much, but I don't do anything for them. I don't really help them in any way. That kind of relationship is not as deep as a relationship where you don't even have to tell this person you love them. They can tell because of how much you're doing for them, and you're showing it through your actions essentially. You're not just talking the talk, you're walking it as well. That kind of relationship is far deeper than someone who just says I love you but doesn't show it.
Sweet, makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When does love become attachment, and how do you, especially in your closest relationship, like your parent-child or husband-wife, how do you maintain love to be the purest form of love and not attachment or selfish love?
That's a really wonderful question. The most important thing is for any relationship we have, we need to keep Krishna in the center. And then that's the highest form of love. So even if, let's say, you have a husband and wife relationship, you have this understanding that the purpose of us coming together is to expand our service to Krishna. And if Krishna is in the center of that relationship, then that love which is experienced between you two is spiritual in nature.
Can you elaborate a little more on what does it mean to have Krishna in the center?
What it means to have Krishna in the center, we can just take the husband and wife as an example. What it means is we've come together and we're going to have children, and we will raise these children in Krishna consciousness. We will cultivate this spiritual knowledge in these children. We will together as a team perform service for Krishna. This can be exhibited in many ways, doing service or programs like this, living a spiritual life, doing your own spiritual practices together as a team. These are all things that are done in service to Krishna. So many of us have spiritual practices of mantra meditation, of doing kirtan, distributing prasadam. You can come together with someone else and do it together. Then that's service done in Krishna consciousness together.
What happens if one person doesn't even know about Krishna?
Then you can tell them. Yeah, and then sometimes it takes time for this spiritual consciousness to develop, but that's the best way to have a spiritual relationship with Krishna in the center. I saw another hand. Was it here or somewhere else? Okay. Any final comments or questions? Yeah.
I just want to say you got a lot of really hard questions thrown at you. I think you did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 15.15 that from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. And so it's definitely not from me, but I'm happy to be used as an instrument in his service. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And we're not done yet. Now we're going to have some more mantra meditation, and we're going to take what we've learned, put it into practice. Kirtan is a great way of engaging your ears, your tongue in Krishna's service, and really the whole feeling goes beyond that. It's kind of like an out of this body experience. So let's do it. Could you play Mridanga, Shrikar? Thank you.
Oh, you forgot you didn't tell us how you did the magic trick. That was the question.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was the real question. For this, you'll have to come back next week.
You don't want to be here next week.
That's part of the trick.
Yes, If you're still eating, that's okay. We just request that you either eat or chant, one or the other, not both at the same time. Yeah. Also, if you'd like to stand up, that's totally okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.